Bonjour. Welcome back, subscribers. It's your girl Sab here again. Oh my god, I pray to the heavens that I actually release this episode. I actually had something that I recorded for an actual podcast episode last week, and I didn't finish it. I'm so disappointed in myself. I have been slacking on actually posting actual episodes, and let alone sit down and record an episode. It's been a minute, and I don't think I'm going to scrap this one at all. Because I feel like not only has it been really rough for me to actually sit down and record, but I don't feel like I'm running out of things to talk about. I'm just more so not investing myself in actually putting together the actual contents of the episode itself. So therefore, I don't feel as proud of what I've created. And I've actually been thinking about this a lot lately. I want to be able to give myself more time and space to actually put some thought into the research and constructing the actual episodes. But it's so difficult for me to do that because I'm doing everything myself. Recording, setting up, and editing, and so on and so forth. Even today, it took me almost 30 minutes just to set up all of my equipment. Lights, camera, mic, computer, all that shit. And it's all because I had all my shit packed up because I was supposed to take it with me to Chicago to record some episodes with a few people. And that did not get accomplished this weekend. I'm so disappointed in myself. But I know that due to the circumstances, it wasn't possible. So here we are now. So today's episode, I really wanted to talk about some things that came up for me recently. As I've been having more intellectual conversations with people that actually can challenge me on an emotional and mental level, it's allowed me to learn more about myself and reflect on some things that I don't normally get the chance to reflect on. So I'm pretty excited. So I had been recently talking to a friend of mine. We were just talking about just everything. I think when you're getting to know people in general, a lot of things just come up and you talk about everything, right? And as I've been talking to this person, I love the honesty that this person brings to the conversation. It helps me understand myself so much more. And I realized something about myself. So I think I've been living in this state of mind where I'm like, I can't let myself slip into thinking that the shadows that live within me and my past and my traumas and the things that I've been through, I can't ignore it and pretend I'm just going to be okay, right? Because for me, the reason that I made Suffering of Silence is because I want to show people that it's okay to embrace everything that you've been through and every part of yourself, even the parts of you that you do not like, or the things that have negatively impacted you in your life. And I emphasize so much that it's okay to love yourself through all of that, because it is, right? But I sometimes forget the narrative of love yourself through that shit, but also remember to also embrace and be grateful for all the amazing things that you do have, right? And I feel like that has affected me a lot as far as how I internalize the trauma that I've been through. And something that I also heard recently was just because you're still hurt by your past traumas does not mean that you're not healing. It can also mean that you're gaining a new perspective of the trauma and the things that were normalized and you were desensitized to. And also, I realized that a trauma response of mine is to over-explain. I knew this about myself, I didn't really confirm. I knew that about myself, but I didn't really confirm it in my mind until recently. Knowing that I like to over-explain myself in situations can also be really annoying to people because I bring up a lot of my past, and I bring up a lot of things that I've been through with my exes. And I'm not intentionally trying to do that. And I don't want to be that person, but I also want to ensure that I am as precise about my experience as I can be. I want to ensure that the other person fully understands and at least grasps a majority of what I'm trying to say. But I have to also remember it's my experience and my experience alone. And no one else will ever be able to understand that. I don't know. And so to add on to that, I'm reading off my notes here. You're still connected to that version of yourself. So you're obviously still connected to the version of yourself that had experienced that trauma, that experienced that negative experience and impact in your life. And my question has been can I still be connected to that version of myself and still be healed? Or can I still be connected to that version of myself and still continue to heal? Because I question and I wonder if I need to disconnect from that version of myself. But then again, it doesn't feel as true to me and what I believe and what I think. I view things, because again, I view things as if I fully embrace every part of me, the shadow parts of me, the beautiful and amazing parts of me, then I can fully love myself and I can continue to fully heal myself. I'm not going to say I don't want to be healed, but I want to continue to heal myself in a beautiful way that keeps me in the spaces that I know I deserve to be, mentally, I should say. But again, finding the balance of embracing the shadows that you do have and who you like and all the beautiful things that you are, that is a difficult balance that I feel like I want to focus on for myself lately. Like, that's going to be the priority for me because I'm tired of reacting in a trauma response. When things go bad and things go wrong, it's so quick and easy for me to just react in a way that I would typically react from my trauma. I like this recent shit that happened to me, my car breaking down, and I don't even want to get too in depth about the whole situation itself, but I not only felt let down by my car, but I felt let down by a lot of people in my life this weekend. A lot of things went wrong because I put so many things in other people's hands to ensure that I had success in what I was in my goals, right? And I don't typically like that. And maybe that's a trauma response for me to be hyper independent, but I also realize now that people are not going to want my dreams to happen as much as I want my dreams to happen. So I can't put that weight on anyone else. So therefore, I have to be accepting of the loneliness that comes with that, right? And realizing that I have to cut out so many things in my life. It just really sucks. When I go to these interviews and I am on the run and I'm on the move, of course the easiest thing is to have someone holding the camera. But that is going to have to change. I'm tired of relying on someone else to succeed when I could find other tools and resolutions for myself that would probably work so much better for me. And this was just an all-around lesson this entire weekend. I learned who was really there for me. I learned that time does not exist when it comes to loyalty. Actions exist when it comes to loyalty. And I felt abandoned by my car because it broke down. But I also felt abandoned in a lot of other ways as well. When I sat in my car for like 7, 8 hours, 9 hours, trying to figure out what I was going to do, how I was going to get my car home, I went crazy. I tried my best to hold my shit together for 24 hours, and I just couldn't do it anymore. Like, I had to crash out. It was so bad. But for a hot minute there, I thought that my car breaking down was a sign to me. Just focus on yourself, bitch. Stop trying to bring other people with you. Or stop trying to... I thought it was a sign to me that maybe I should just stop. Maybe I shouldn't keep going. Maybe I should give up on this. Something always goes wrong when I'm trying to do something. When I'm trying to make something else of myself. Like, maybe I should just quit and just be accepting of the regular life and get another corporate job and just live that normal, comfortable life. Don't even try to dream. Fuck that. Something always comes around and rushes your dreams, or something always happens to where it fucks you up. And I wanted to so badly give up. I was literally sitting in that parking lot and I'm like, yo, when I get home, I'm selling all my mics, I'm selling all my equipment because I don't need this shit no more. I'm not doing this no more. I give up. I'm done. Something always keeps going wrong in my life. So what's the point of me chasing my dreams when nothing about chasing my dreams has paid off yet? And then I feel like I was very much tested by God, because as I'm going through these emotions and I'm feeling extremely shitty about myself, He sends me people who need my help, even if it wasn't even that significant or important. As I was sitting in the parking lot, there was an older couple that pulled in and they asked me for directions. Mind you, I don't really know Chicago like that. And they're like, can you help us find this hotel? We're going to a party at this location. We're lost. We don't know where to go. And I peeped in there. I peeped in the cup holder. They had a little smartphone. Oh, not a smartphone. They had a flip phone. I was like, I see why they don't have the instruction, or they don't have the directions on how to get there. So I was like, just give me 1 second. I'm going to punch it in my GPS. I'm going to find it for you, and then we can just take pictures of the directions on your phone, and that way you have it. And then as I'm trying to punch in the address, nothing's coming up, right? Based off of the address she had written on the piece of paper. I was like, are you sure it's not at this specific shopping center? Because nothing of this specific name is coming up, but there's another hotel that seems similar. The name seems very similar, but it's saying it's at a shopping center. Do you think this is correct? So she's like, oh, actually, that does sound correct. And I was like, oh, perfect. Well, I got the directions for you. I'm trying to give them to her. And I'm like, oh, wait, this is actually a lot. And then she pulls out a freaking iPhone. I thought it was just so funny that she had a smartphone the entire time. I just didn't realize. She pulls out her smartphone, and I go ahead and I was like, oh, do you mind if I just punch it in for you, and then it'll GPS you all the way there? So I put it in for her, and then they're on their merry way. And they obviously were like, good luck with everything, and I'm glad that someone's coming to help you. I thought, at least at that time. And I just thought it was so funny, because it's just, if I wasn't there, imagine what they would have done. Imagine what would have happened. I don't know. Maybe they would have found someone else. But I'm so grateful that they found me. And as I'm sitting there, another car pulls up to ask me for directions. And they were like, we're actually from Milwaukee. And I was like, oh my God, no way. I'm from Milwaukee too. I was like, I'm just here because my car is stranded. I'm just sitting here waiting for someone to come get me. And I'm telling them my situation or whatever. And then they asked me for directions to where they're going. And she was right, though. The GPS wasn't, for some reason, Apple Maps wasn't pulling up the address that she needed. So I put it into Google Maps for her, and it worked out perfectly. And they thanked me, and they were on their way. But think about small stuff like that, so minute, but made my day to know that even when I'm in a situation like this where I'm helpless and everything's going wrong, God still has a way of sending people my way to do what I love most to do and enjoy most doing, and that's helping people, even if it's in the smallest of ways, right? And if that isn't confirmation for me that I need to keep going with the podcast, even if it's not fruitful, even if it's not attaining certain goals that I thought I wanted it to reach, I just have to keep going, because at some point I have to believe that it's going to reach the right audience. It's going to reach the people that I want it to reach. So, yeah, I don't make this podcast to make money off of it. I made this podcast to help people like me, to help people who are going through some similar experiences. So, just have to remember that and keep that in mind. Because, I could have been, a totally shitty person and been like, well, I'll give you directions or I'll help you if you pay me. Could have taken that a totally different way. But I just saw them as genuine people who needed help and just gave them the help that they needed. And, even the mechanic that helped me, grateful for them. They plugged me as much as they could on fixing my car, even though it still didn't run properly. They definitely went out their way to help me. Just some life lessons that I'm learning. And even though it took me all day, it took me 7-8 hours just to get a tow truck, just to get out of that car and get out of that parking lot. I sat there all day, even though I waited all that long. Kind of grateful and happy that I didn't just take the first option of paying $800 for a tow truck all the way home. Because I ended up getting plugged for $350. That's literally 3 times less than what I was originally quoted. And I thought I had to go through all that shit. I had to wait. I had to be patient. I went through all of that suffering to get an even better outcome, right? Although I didn't get home till 5:30 in the morning, it's okay. It's okay. Maybe this is also a lesson of me learning to master the art of patience. Because I don't have patience. When I want things, I want them right now. I need to learn that I need to pace myself. I need to give myself the time to resolve anything that is unresolved within me. And that goes for anything, right? Mental, the physical world, anything. I need to just learn patience. And I have always known that that's been a struggle for me in my whole life. Never patient. That's why I just go out and do things for myself. Like, I just get shit done myself because I don't care to wait for anyone. And that's can be toxic to an extent, you know. Yeah, I'm gonna learn. I'm gonna think from now on, I'm gonna take the time to really understand and master patience, as well as ensuring that I don't always internalize everything and like balance the good and the bad. Even goofier of me is that I literally have yin yang tatted on me. And I forget all the time. It literally says the darkest night comes before the brightest morning. So yeah, this is my dark night right now. And I believe that there's a bright morning that's coming. And I need to stay focused on that because I truly believe like the more you focus on the positive, like it will give you that outcome. Because the more you are negative and hard on yourself, you're just going to keep pushing yourself back in that same place. And I'm tired of it. Like, I'm tired of attracting negative energy. I'm tired of attracting negative individuals. I'm tired of attracting the things that, like, the same thing over and over. Like, exhausting. Like, so I feel like I'm victimizing myself so much, and it sickens me. Like, I hate victimizing myself. I hate feeling helpless. I hate feeling like I blame the world for what's wrong in my life. Because it's like the easiest way to respond to a situation. It's almost another trauma response. Like, so easy for me to just fall in the habit of thinking that the whole world is against me and everyone's trying to take me down, instead of just being grateful for what is great about the situation. Like, I'm alive. I have people who do care about me. I have people who will go above and beyond and help me without even having to ask. And I think that's my other thing is like, for me, you don't have to ask. If I fuck with you, I got you, right? And not many people tend to move that same way. So I have to accept that that is just a characteristic of mine. I can't expect anyone else to feel the same way and reciprocate that. But I've had an interesting weekend for sure. Like, it was fun. It was fun. It was great to experience all of these trials and tribulations. Because one thing I know about myself is that even as I go through all of this, like, I'll make it through and I'll even be stronger for it. So people have been asking me, like, I'm going live on TikTok a lot more, and people have been asking me, like, if I have guests. Of course I want to have guests. Doesn't always happen, though. Just like this weekend. But if you cannot make it as a guest on the show, please submit your questions, answers, advice, stories, anything. Please submit that to the podcast page. You can find the podcast at Suffering of Silence Pod on TikTok and Instagram. And then obviously to listen, you can find us everywhere on any podcast streaming platform. It's your girl Sab, and I'm actually going to sign out now. Bye!